Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everyone had a fantastic Tuesday. I hope we're all having a great Wednesday so far today. My head hurts. Just mixing it up a little bit this spring. And feel like my sinuses are trying to climb out of my face. Not as bad as Monday, but it's not comfy. It's basically the next 2 months of my life. It's fun. Matt, Scuzzy. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. If I missed you, good morning. Helping a faculty member set up their new MacBook yesterday, they chose light mode. They're a psychopath, which makes sense. They're a mechanical engineering instructor. That tracks. That tracks. Dilly John, how's it going? So the plan for today is we're going to do more Satisfactory. We did a backwards stream yesterday, which we set up some iron extraction. We didn't do any work on the factory. I think one of the phase 4 items finished. I think the knuckly or pasta are done. So that's cool. We're still working on the magnetic guys. That's really slow going, so that'll take a while. And we got to get the motor things going, which are a nightmare. So we'll get those going, hopefully. What we have to do, well, I'm going to get those going first, and then we'll come back to the train that I need to make. So we made some iron extraction, just basic iron extraction, making plates and rods and screws. So we went and grabbed some impure nodes using the alloy, so iron and copper alloy, and set those up. So we tapped a couple of those. So we're going to have a train just for the purpose of bringing plates and rods and screws to the new big factory. So we have those components if we need them in the future. So we'll have to set up the train line to that. We have the station and the bones of that factory set up. So we still have to like close that in and connect the train to the rest of the train line. We'll probably hook up another train to it because I think I'm going to need more nitrogen at the main factory. So I might tap another nitrogen node and run another train of nitrogen and have it delivered to the same spot to make sure that we keep the flow of nitrogen going. But beyond that, the first thing we're going to do is try to get the last item for phase 4 in process so that we can be ready to transition to phase 5 as soon as that stuff's done. So we just have one more item that we need to get into production, which means we need to restart production on a bunch of very complicated things. So that's going to be the first thing we do. And then once that's done and running, while that's running, we'll run tracks to what we made yesterday. And get yet another train going. So that is the plan. Bishop, good morning, buddy. By the way, if you didn't see, I posted it in board gaming. I think a couple years ago now. Megacrit, the Slay the Spire devs, kickstarted a Slay the Spire board game, which is apparently really good. I didn't back it at that time. There was a lot going on when that Kickstarter was live, so I didn't back it. I didn't know where I was going to be living. So I didn't back it. And they just launched yesterday. They launched a Kickstarter for Slay the Spire Downfall. If you are not familiar with that, that is a mod, a community-made mod for the first game where you play as monsters. And it's really good. Like, it is officially supported. It has its own store page on Steam and stuff now. Downfall is fantastic. If you can't swing Slay the Spire 2 yet and you want to play some Slay the Spire, highly recommend you grab the Downfall mod and try that out. It's fantastic. So they're making a Downfall expansion for the base board game, which is really cool. I've actually heard good things about the Slay the Spire board game, and I'm super tempted. There is a backer level where you can get the original board game and the expansion, and it's a lot. That's the only problem. It's the collector's edition of both, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know, can you get the Slay the Spire board game anywhere? Like, is it in stores? I gotta look and see, because I'm super duper tempted. I've heard really good things about the board game adaptation. And it's kind of a natural adaptation, so Cost of the game is why you haven't looked at it. Yeah, so to get the collector's edition of the base game, which comes with like metal pieces and stuff, the collector's edition of the base game and the collector's edition of the expansion is like $200 or something. Which is a lot. That's kind of a lot. I mean, that's a lot. The board game store near you has a few copies. Man, I really need... Someone needs to open a new board game store near me. One listed at $110. Yeah, no. That's all going to be... That's either going to be a resale or it's going to be a knockoff. I know Amazon is super convenient, but just as an aside, if you want to buy a board game, do your best not to buy them from Amazon. You will get the board game, and you may not even realize that it is a knockoff copy. It is a huge problem. On Amazon in particular, the knockoff copies of board games are just, they're everywhere. It's ridiculous. So that's the little iron manufacturing thing that we made. So that's screws, rods, and plates we're going to be shipping over. So we'll work on that after we get the last thing. New from the publisher for the regular edition is $125. See, now that makes the, let me see what exactly the price is. Saw it with eBay a lot, was looking for replacement mics. SM7Bs that were retail like 400 being listed for $90. Yeah. Yeah. What is that one? Yeah, the collector's bundle. So that's the base game, collector's edition of the base game, and collector's edition of the expansion is $268. Slay the Spire, base game collector's edition, Downfall collector's edition, playmats for all the characters, acrylic tokens, metal coins, and all Kickstarter exclusives. Like, it looks really nice. That is quite a bit. The local game store has Slay the Spire for $100. So that I don't know, it's tempting. Well, no, it's collector's edition because it comes with like playmats and a tin to sort all the stuff, metal coins, and like acrylic tokens and stuff. So it comes with like fancier versions of the base game. It's tempting. I don't know how long this runs for. It's tempting. Like, the fulfillment, I think, is June next year. It runs for another 15 days. The goal was 50 grand. They're at 2.7 million. So I think it's gonna go through. Anyway, it's really tempting. I was thinking about it. I don't play enough board games anymore. Like, my kids will play games with me. Sometimes they'll do like one medium weight game, and then we have to spend the rest of the afternoon playing like dumb stuff like Cards Against Humanity and stuff. They don't want to sit down and get into something that's weighty and meaty. But so I don't know if I want to invest in that just to have it sit with the other board games that I have that are still in the shrink wrap. The bag it comes with in the one pledge level is nice. Yeah, it comes. The production looks to be really nice. I don't know who's doing the board game production for them. Like I said, I heard really good things about the base game. So, Wife boat's home. Hi. Give me 1 second. Let me just go say hi. Be right back. All right, sorry. For your Centennials definitive boxes. Why is this not... What is... No, I'm not running high-speed connectors. I'm running heavy modular frames, which are running? They are running. Okay. That's shipping heavy modular frames over there. Oh, I guess I could do that. No. Don't load back up. I'm emptying you out. Oh! Oh, no, wait. I'm moving that. I'm moving this to the other factory, so I can take this down. Alright, I'm good. Never mind, I'm good. Smoking, what's going on? Alright, let's head over. Oh, I also need... these. We'll take those. We'll need those for the other thing. Alright. Back over to the factory. You can see up there, nuclear pasta is done. Our... what are those? Magnetic field generators or something? Those were at 160 or 500. Those will take a little while. So then we got to get the... what are those thermal... that's the wrong button. Thermal propulsion rockets, which are a nightmare. So we need those modular engines that I just grabbed. I don't know if I have enough of those. Turbo motors, cooling systems, and fuse modular frames. Relic, how's it going? No, I couldn't do the banana stream on Monday. My head was splitting, and when I changed the cam down to here and redid it, the green screen is completely not capable of clipping out the banana. Or should I say overly capable. I don't have the settings anymore for the banana, so that'll take a long time to set back up. So we nixed that and refunded points. I forgot to put this corner piece on. Here we go. Can't have the facade be half done. Alright, let's scooch down here. So that stuff, the iron stuff that I'm making is probably going to come over to this station here. The L3. And then we'll have an empty one in the front. I don't think I have one where I'm just bringing stuff into the front. I think they're all loaded up. More reasons to hate Windows 11? No. No, it wasn't. This actually wasn't Windows 11's fault. Somehow. Okay. Nitrogen's there. We got a lot of stuff here. So what we're doing here, if you haven't been here for this, the vertical belts are coming from all the train stations feed underneath and into these vertical belts. So the 20 freight platforms over here and the 20 freight platforms over there lead into the 20 belts on either side here. Those come up into vertical splitters. We're splitting them out into industrial storage containers. And then they're going out of the industrial storage containers and then back into a merger and back up the belts. So this works as a giant buffer for the stuff that's coming in. So as that builds up, that's basically what it is. And then once we can, I'm going to move the dimensional depots over here and we'll start plopping those down in a line right along here to get the stuff that we need in the cloud, back in the cloud. Bring back Windows XP. Yeah. I love that Windows 11 is losing market share right now. And it's losing market share to Windows 10. People are just straight up rolling back to Windows 10, which is hilarious. And I'm strongly considering. I want Windows to get the out of my way. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. And get out of my way. And I'll be happy. But it won't leave me alone. So I'm not happy. Alright, I am gonna sloop this. So, if you haven't seen the sloops, all that does is it doubles the output. So, you have the same amount coming in, so it's not like overclocking where it increases the input levels. It just doubles the output, but it also makes the power consumption spike massively. So this thing goes from 50 megawatts to 60 megawatts. So how multipliers work in 1.2, I mean, kind of, yeah. Low Viz, what's going on? The day Final Fantasy XIV supports Linux, you're dual booting your gaming machine to drive a full switch over. I am strongly, so most of the games that I play off stream don't work particularly well on Windows. Even like Bazite and stuff, they don't run particularly well on Linux. So that's like my biggest holdup is gaming. Also, none of the streaming stuff really works on Linux at the moment. There are Linux clients for OBS. There's Linux client for like Firebot and whatnot, but they're bad. Charlotte, how's it going? Okay, so we need to get thermal propulsion thingies going. So this is going to be cooling systems. We have... This guy is making heat sinks. So that's good. Gabe Newell's comment on piracy applies quite appropriately to Windows. If Windows just worked and didn't try to A, steal your data, and B, try to push the shovelware AI stuff, I'd actually be happy to upgrade to Windows 11 on a pure convenience measure, yeah? Yeah. An operating system should operate your system, not get in my way. Like, the biggest thing that I miss about running Linux, like I ran Linux for a good long while. I would dual boot and then just game on Windows and then run Linux most of the rest of the time. It's just file management, man. How can Windows be so bad at file management? I don't understand how you can be so bad at file management when it's literally your one f***ing job. Like, it is quicker if you have a dual boot, or even if you run like Ubuntu off of a flash drive, it is quicker to boot to Linux, find the files you need, and then switch back. Because it's an operating system, not a file manager, that operates the files. Oh, this isn't turned on yet. Oh, I gotta turn the water on first. Right. I have... Okay. That? Crooked? It is crooked. How dare you? In Mother Capitalism lands, operating system operates you. Okay. I gotta turn all these pumps on, I forgot. I got water extractors over here. I should probably finish the roof and stuff, but... meh. Alright. So I have water towers on either side over here, so... Valius, what's going on? So we got water towers on both sides. I gotta turn on these extractors, and then we can get that going, so... These are all wired up, I just gotta get... power down here. Where... I could run it off the train station. That's a really bad idea that I'll regret, but I'm gonna do it. Put you here. No, maybe we'll put you over here. And run you here. We'll go out to here. And then you go to there. And all of that should turn on. Alright, so these water extractors are extracting water. Those come out. And they go over here to these pumps. And then that goes all the way up through these pumps and those pumps. And this is a point higher than any machine in this factory that will need water. So then it comes back down. The water extractors extract water. Yeah. So it comes back down. It comes back. Why can't I go through that? Wait, what? There is a hole. Let me get... Alright, fine. Be that way. I'll go up and over the mountain then. It's a really bad idea. I'm going to regret doing it. The tugboat story. Yes. Alright, so we're flowing. That comes back down. We're not quite there yet. There might be some issues getting here. We'll see. Those are full of water. That's full of water. That's full of water. Those are pumping. And those have no water. That one has water. That one has a little. That one has a little. That one's full. Alright, we're getting there. And those are kicking on. Slowly. The outside ones are working. That one's going. Come on. That one kicked on. That one kicked on. Okay. So that means we should start getting water there. And that'll come all the way back down. So those come all the way back down. And come across over here. Run by all our spaghetti. And those 4 pipes of water go up next to the elevator. Feeding up to subsequent floors. So we have that. We got another water tower on that side. And that feeds up over here as well. Pretty sure I knocked out a window here so I could fly in. Yeah. Alright. Gotta wait for the water to get over here. It's a long journey, but once it's full, it'll be good to go. How is there no water here yet? Oh, there's some. There's some. Those are the ones that matter. Come on. Any day now. I almost spilled my coffee everywhere. That was a very aggressive sip. Maybe try flushing? Nah, it's gotta... It just takes a little time to fill. It's a lot of pipes. So this one's filling. This one's doing something. I don't know what. This should work, right? Like, that's... It should work. I'm pretty sure it should work. Alright. Nuclear pasta is built up. Are we still making some? Oh yeah. Alright. We'll have more built up. What's going on? We just gotta wait. Man, I don't know that this is gonna work. Do I have to put a fluid buffer at the top? It should just work if I pump it all the way up and then down, right? I shouldn't need more pumps over here. Oh yeah, I'm not turning it off, Pat. I don't have any more pressure conversion cubes. Once those cubes are done, it's all I got. But... Come on! Well, once I finish phase 4 paint, I'll basically be there. So like there's the tiers, there's multiple tiers inside each phase. So once we finish phase 4, that opens up the next thing. So that's cooling system. So I need fused modular frames as well. So that's also going to be in a blender. And then turbo motors, which means I need to make radio control units as well. Radio control units. I have... Oh, I'm not making computers anymore, am I? No, I am not. I'm gonna need to make computers. Let's do that over here. Here. Because we're gonna need to make computers. We're gonna do circuit boards and crystal oscillators. So that's an assembler. What we're going to do, because this first belt is not being used because we have a fluid train coming in for the nitrogen. So I'm going to use that to distribute computers. Because computers will be good to have. We'll need them for a couple other things. So we need an assembler. I'm going to put the assembler here. That's going to be crystal computers. So we need to get circuit boards and crystal oscillators. Crystal oscillators, I believe, are over here. Yeah. Crystal oscillators are right there. Mia, how's it going? So we'll run you out. I think we'll go straight out this way. I'm gonna swap that around. We're gonna feed it this way. We'll have you right there. Crystal computers. So then we need a Mark III lift on this guy all the way up to the ceiling. Then we got to get circuit boards, which I believe are over here. Circuit boards are here. We'll run those on the ground. Come out here. In there. You're going to come this way. To there. Okay. Still haven't run power on most of these levels. Okay. Need to replace your downstairs thermostat. Thermostats are fairly straightforward, though. To be fair, they're not the most complicated things in the world to replace. That is 3 computers, 3.33 computers per minute. Which we'll need more than that. For sure. Can we get to 7? We can get to 6.66666666. Let's just do 6 per minute. Make it nice and clean. Okay. Says the person who's good at things. No, genuinely. All you need, like watch a YouTube video. Like if you're not comfortable doing stuff, but like you just to replace a thermostat, you only need a screwdriver, a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver. Phillips head is the plus one, and that's just to loosen the set screws to lift it off. Because all it is it's like low voltage wires. You just use the flathead to loosen the screws inside, and you plug the wires back into the same ones that it was on the other one. It's really quite simple. It's color coded. It's low voltage, so there's always a risk of shock, but it's not going to be much of one. But needle nose pliers can be helpful. It depends. A lot of the new thermostats, Xeno, just have the ones that you slide in instead of hooking it around the screw. You just like snap them in, which makes it even easier. But. Okay, so then you are gonna go down. So we're gonna go down here. Oh, I didn't reconnect that one. Let's do that. And then you are going to be... here. You're going to come down. Wait, why are you not... Are you offline? Oh, you're offline. That's why. Hang on. This one I'm gonna reverse. This one's gonna be different because we're feeding from inside the building. So we'll do that. This guy, I gotta swap these because this one was never fixed. How? Cancel you real quick and make sure we got rid of all that. Okay. That's good. Then you go all the way to the top. And then we're going to throw a merger on there. Why won't you sit down like the other ones? Bro, come on. Is it because it's trying to snap to the bottom of this? Probably. Why can't I? Wait, what the hell? Is this going the wrong way again? Why was it letting me do... No, it's the right way. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, that's the right way. Alright, that's not going to be used because we replaced that line with the nitrogen one. But hopefully that will allow me to place the merger... Come on. Get out of the way. There we go. Okay. So then you are going to you. There. Good. Good, good. I put you back. I gotta put signs on all of these. That's the other thing I gotta come back and do. Is put signs on them. Alright, so then you are going right up to the ceiling. Here. And you're connecting to you. So then the computers are going to come, they're going to loop through into storage and then back up that belt. So we're producing them here, but they are going to exist in the vertical bus as well for future distribution. So we could even distribute them back onto the same floor that they came from, which is fun. Okay. You go there. And there. All right. Do we have water? Yes, we have water. All right, it did work. It just took a little while. It just took a little while to fill up all those pipes. Alright, so blender connected. That'll get cooling systems going. Okay. We've got the rubber coming in from over there. We got the heat sinks coming from here. White Mage, good morning. Also Zach's good morning. So this will start making cooling systems, and we're making 6 per minute. I might need more than that. Those are used in turbo motors, and we need 7.5 per minute for turbo motors, and 3 per minute for thermal propulsion rockets. Can't wait till we get daisy chain building power. Yeah, I have seen, I will say, aesthetically, sometimes not the best looking, depending on how your machines are laid out. Doesn't necessarily end up looking super great. The problem with slooping these is it takes 4 sloops, and I'm like kind of low on sloops. I definitely am going to need to overclock this though. Like, I should have enough. How much would that be? 24 heat sinks and 300 nitrogen. I'm not making anywhere near enough heat sinks. I'm making 15. What if we take it from 6 to 7? Still not enough, but if I do that and then sloop it, I guess. I got 10 sloops. I might have to start worrying about power again. Which is not something I thought I would be saying at any point. Like, where are we at power-wise here? Jesus. Oh boy, yes. We are gonna start worrying about power again. Right now we're averaging around 10 or 11. Our max possible is 21k, and our capacity is 27k. I do have expansion space at the one factory we made, so that won't be horrendous. All right, so if we're making 14 cooling systems per minute, 7.5 to turbo motors, and another 3, we really only need 10, technically. So what if I underclock this? At 5.5. So then we're making 11 per minute, which is how many we need overall. That'll reduce the rubber, water, and heatsink draw. Alright. Next. Alright, I have a whole bunch of those that I need to put into a thing. Turbo motors are next. Oh no, sorry, radio control units are next. Although fused modular frames I could get running. I should probably do that. That's another blender. Where are we going to put that? So what do we need? We need heavy modular frames, aluminum casings, and nitrogen gas. Heavy modular frames are over there. Nitrogen's over here. And then casings are right here. So we'll put this next to this blender. That'll be the best answer. We'll do another blender right next to it. We'll leave some space. We're not exactly tight on space in this factory, you know? It's, we're not struggling for space here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to move it over even more. To, like, there. Then we're going to bring this water in. Never, ever enough power is accurate. Yes. There. And there. Okay. Right? I need water for that? Wait. No, I don't need water for that. What am I doing? Oh. Yeah, no, we'll pull that pipe back. I need nitrogen. That's what I need. I am excited for the T-joints that they've added. It's purely aesthetics, but I am excited for that prospect. Okay, so this guy, who's gonna come, we're gonna need to do stacking. Let's see where we get. Is that 4 up is where we're at? Uninstalled this so that you would play other games, yet here I am wanting to reinstall and redo your base. Well, yeah. Welcome to the party, pal. Every time I think about, like, moving to another game, I'm like, yeah, but then I could just, if I just finish it real quick, you know? Like, I can just finish it real quick. No problem, right? This is crooked. That's awful. Horizontal to vertical. No. Horizontal to vertical this way. Yes. Why are you gonna do me like that? Whatever. That looks cleaner than it did before. Anyway. Alright. Hate it here. Just do it. Ozzy, good to see you, by the way. Just... I don't know why you thought you would get a different response. Here of all places. You know? I don't know what you're talking about, Smoking. I would never purposely make things worse just to spite somebody. That sounds childish and unnecessary. We're going to revisit that later. Not that I know what you're talking about. Not at all. Must have been wife boat. That sounds accurate. That does sound accurate. Okay. Let's throw down a storage container on the end of this. And we can turn this on. Just got to run power the rest of the way here. You can build the building as much as you want. And then I always forget to, like, actually wire it. Okay. That should kick on. That's making 1.5 fused modular frames per minute. That should be enough. I'll actually have to make 2 per minute. I mean, I'll probably end up having to make more than that. But for right now, 2 per minute should work. I don't need to make any more pressure conversion tubes at the moment, so I'll live with what I got going on now. Be nice if you could plug a splitter directly into a machine. That would be nice. Alright, so now we need radio control units. I don't have high-speed connectors over here yet. So we'll do aluminum casing, crystal oscillators, and computers. And that's a manufacturer. Computers are there. We'll probably go up a level for this one. Oh no, I don't want to go up a level. Maybe down a level for this. Oops. Down a level for this one, or put it over there. Computers are there, crystal oscillators are there. What else did I need? What am I making? Radio control units? Aluminum casings. Okay. So we'll do it here. We'll do a manufacturer here. Yeah, that'll work. Friggin' things are too big, man. Too big. Okay. So I need crystal oscillators, which are there. We'll do another splitter on you. Oh, actually, hang on. I could do a splitter right on this line that I already have going. Even better. Do. Okay. This is making what? Turbo motors. No. Not turbo motors. Radio control units. Turbo motors is next. This one. Radio control units. Alright, so that's crystal oscillators. Plug in computers and aluminum casings. So computers are here. See, I knew I was going to have to break these off again on this level, so it worked out. Which one did I plug? I did the first one? No, wait, up here. I did the second one, so we'll do the first one here. I got 2 lines of aluminum casings, because you need a lot of aluminum casings in this game. Hate when it doesn't snap when it should clearly snap. Yeah. Very much so. Alright, that's aluminum casings, and then we can grab computers. See, this is exactly what I was hoping for. Like, I need to make this, so let me just do. Boom, done. I got all the things I need to make that. Plugged in and ready to go. Okay. How many radio control units per minute do I need? 3.75 for turbo motors. And this is making 2.5? I didn't think he'd get it working. I mean, I had a pretty clear plan in my head. That doesn't super mean anything in the grand scheme of things, but okay. So then storage. Radio control units. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, that means we can start making turbo motors. Right? Yes. Okay. Panda, good morning. I should probably do that. Up above is the... That's the top floor. Could do that here. By the way, these don't line... Like, you can't get this to line up exactly, and you can't half nudge it, so it's really annoying that this is slightly higher than this. But it's the same thing if you put it on the ground. It's slightly higher than this. So it's also annoying. Just I thought I should share. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me change this. I'm gonna put you over here. Like that. No. What do you mean? What? That was interesting. I don't think you can... I'm fairly certain you can't nudge these. Yeah. It doesn't let you nudge the vertical ones because then it says, oh, it must be on a lift. So you can't actually nudge these. Which is annoying. Protons, what's going on? The one coming from the machine, the lift itself, not... Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I do agree with that. Will this run? No, it's still going to be a little higher or a little lower. You can't... Nah, you can't nudge these either. Whatever. Is what it is. Tis what it is, what it is, what it is. And that's just a visual glitch, right? Yeah, okay. Good. Like if you build it off by one, just nudge instead of deconstruct and rebuild. Yes. You should be able to nudge these. You should be able to nudge those. You should be able to nudge everything. Let's be honest. Nudge all the things. Manufacture... Oh, I don't know. Motors? Let me scooch over here and grab some motors. There's a half nudge? I know. Listen, you understand the revelation behind that? All right. That was a revelation. And you know it. Half Nudge was your nickname in high school? Nice.
Just float around tugboat people.
You can have this gross thing, I guess. Thank you for 61 months. That's a while. Thank you so much for the tier 3. Happy Wednesday. I hope your week's going well. Shared it with you the moment you found it. Still recovering from that day. I mean, I am too. That was revelatory. That was pretty crazy. That's crazy stuff, you know? Crazy, crazy stuff. Daddy Bezos gives you one for free, right? Alright, so we need motors, rubber, radio control units, and cooling systems. Cooling systems are below. Nope, above. Maybe I should build this above then. Hang on. Go up. Sit with that for a while. I certainly have. I do appreciate the fact that that's probably the subject of a therapy session, you know? The aquarium channel gets the free one. Can't fault that. You can't really argue with that, you know? Nor should you. So I want you right on that one. So we'll stay flush. I'm going to move you to the side of these belts. How do I get people to like me? Money! Anyway. How many turbo motors do I need for this freaking thing? I only need one per minute, thank God. Okay. Alright, so we need cooling systems, radio control units, motors, and rubber. Coming in for this guy. T-Man, what's going on? How's the factory doing today? Pretty well. I'm finally starting to use the factory that I spent a couple weeks building. So, good stuff. Alright, cooling systems are right here. Radio control units are not right here. Fused modular frames are. Those are going up. Do I have predefined swatches up to tier 9? No, not really. I just kind of pick a swatch that's close to the color of the item that it's making. Most of the time. Just for my own edification. Alright, so this guy has to go over to there. That's fine. Yell so people can hear me from down here. I couldn't quite hear. Could you be a little louder? Alright. Rubber, motors, radio control units. Radio control units are the floor below. Rubber, we can split off of this guy and keep it going. Keep it going, keep it going full steam. Nope. Belt. Thank you. Oh, I need these guys. Right. So let's go here. 1, 2, 3. You go to there. Splitter there. You go there. Okay. Tune your systems. Recalibrate the bot. Alright, so we'll have rubber go in the first, maybe the furthest one. I think probably the farthest one. That's gonna be, I gotta guesstimate here. I think there. Maybe. Should also probably finish building the building. It's only been like 4 weeks that I've been building this factory. Shut up. Two, three. Gesticulate is your new most hated word, Liquid Luck. Why are you not a fan of gesticulation? It feels like yesterday. That's a whole mood. That's a whole uncomfortable mood. Ex-wife? Did you guys break up? Oh my god. Okay. Rubber is connected. Savvy. Now, motors. Motors are right over here, right? Where are my motors? Motors are there. Do. Gonna have to backpack through Europe. Spaghetti. The spaghetti begins. I might change that actually. What are the other things coming in? I might change that motor line. I don't like that. Radio control units. Oh, cooling systems are coming from right over here. That's straightforward. Ish. What's this one? Oh, fuse modular frames. That's gonna have to go... I can't do one there, so that's gonna have to go over here. Put you there so we know what I'm doing, because that's gonna have to go up. Yeah, let me change this motor run. I can definitely get it over there from here. That motors? That's motors. We can run it right on top of the rubber. You out of here. There. Yeah. Oh, I'm not on that one. I'm on the top one. Never mind that. So that will actually go all the way to the ceiling. That is it. Okay. That's much better. Much better. I think I'm actually going to move these frames as well. There. Let me throw more of these in the storage because I suddenly have a lot of them in my inventory. Is this full? Oh, this is even full. All right. Do I have them in the cloud? Not really. There's some more in the cloud then. Okay. This is radio control units. Okay, so those we need to get up above. So that's going to have to come over here. Right there, yeah. Yeah. We're a little over halfway on the magnetic resonators, which is nice. Yeah, so we'll put a merger there. You. There. There. Okay. So we need those radio control units here. I'm also gonna need power. It sounds like someone missed the joke, Charlotte. So, ex-wife it is. Alright, that's radio control units, so then cooling systems are going to come from over there to here. Why is that not... Hello? What is going on with the lifts? Seriously. I've had more trouble with friggin' lifts. There. And then you go there. Oh.
Just floating around tugboat people.
There we go. And Zunder. Jesus Christ. Thank you for 4 years. Well, that's a long time. Thank you for the tier 2, bud. Hit that 1 year mark before you know it, yeah. I don't know what's happening with the lifts on this file, but boy, they just keep not working correctly. Boy howdy, do they just not want to work correctly. Alright, so you are going to come this way. We're going to wrap right by you. Then we're going to go next to you. And there. Okay. Okay. So that is turbo motors going. So then I need one more manufacturer to bring all that stuff together. That's Mr. Handsome. What do you mean, creepy? What? Liquid, please. That is Mr. Handsome. Do you leave him alone? In all his majesty. That is my Elden Ring character. Mr. Handsome. Was it Elden Ring or was it Dark Souls 3? I don't know. One of them. One of them games. It's the handsomest boy. The handsomest man. Enshrouded? No. Well, we had a Mr. Handsome for Enshrouded too. It's so amazing Twitch stole it and made it their own. Yeah, exactly. See? Alright, so thermal propulsion rockets, cooling systems, fused modular frames, modular engines. So let's put another manufacturer here, right next to this guy. I want to line you up with that belt. There. You're going to be making thermal propulsion rockets. So we got to get these guys plugged in. That's fine. I'll put a storage container here. Put all of those in. How many does that take? 5 for 1? So I need 12. Oh, I don't think I have enough. I need 1,200 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I do have enough. Beautiful. Okay. I should be fine then. Alright, so we got that. That's there. At least for this phase, anyway. Cooling systems will break off of this line right here. Do this instead. Make it a little cleaner. No, not that one. I lied. That one. Because then we're going to bring the turbo motors from this guy into a storage container for a buffer. And then out of that buffer, and around the corner. Okay. So then fused modular frames, which are there. Yes, I can. Run it along those.
I would like to see the baby.
Why is that one going? Why did I do that? Maybe I thought I was going to go up with it? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Then we go this way. We go this way. We go this way. And we go there. Bada boom. Big bada boom. Alright. Power. Yeah, man. Those are so... Why are they so difficult to click on sometimes? The game just doesn't want you to click on those. The interaction button on those is really, really small. Okay. Powered. Producing. Go. So we'll throw a merger on this guy right there. And a belt straight through to there. That should lead right up to the space elevator. And then I'm going to sloop this until this phase is done. I have 2 sloops left. Yikes. So that'll make 2 per minute. The magnetic resonators are also slooped. Then we should... Good. Let me just double check that that line is running over to the space elevator. I might not have... Oh yeah, it's merging all that stuff together. So that's all connected, so that'll go in. Cool. Alright. So we should get some thermal propulsion rockets set up in there. And we only need 202 more magnetic field generators. And we'll be done. Everything is shipping. And the factory worked. The concept worked. I definitely thought it was going to work. I had every faith in myself that it was going to work. And it did. Look at that. We plugged in all the stuff. We got things plugged in. For now, shh. It gives us lots of space to grab more things and do more stuff. So, hush. I don't need your gumption right now, right? Let me get more coffee. Oh, it's been an hour and a half. All right, since that's done, we just got to wait for that to start running. Is that producing yet? Is that? Hello? Oh, there it goes. 2 have been delivered. Okay. We're good. The belt is working. All right. So, what we're going to do is, while that's all running, we're going to have to run trains over to the stuff that we did yesterday. I can show you the belt system that Smokin recommended that I make. So we'll go check that out. Any complaints can be directed towards Smokin. Listen, it's what Smokin wanted me to do, so I'm not going to take any responsibility for it. So, we're going to grab a quick break. I'm going to get some coffee. So now's a great time to grab a drink, grab a snack, get up and move around if you can. Don't forget to take your meds if you haven't. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. You seem like you're going through some stuff, so I'm gonna, if you'll just excuse, no, we're gonna stay. Great. A tree then. That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to chop it like a tree. You know, all of the stuff that's gone on here, and they leave the gate open. Don't forget to take your meds if you haven't. Because Reginald will know. He's watching. He's watching. But we're now married to Karlak.
I'm a monster!
Okay then, moving on. Moving on. Easy. Easy. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Is he dead? Alright, I'm back. My back got sore from standing. Alright, let's go back over to our iron line, and we'll figure out the train situation. Right? So we're going to be sending that to L3? Oh no, I could send it to L1. Right? Yeah, because I have nitrogen in the first one. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Alright, we're going to send it to L1. That works out. Oh, I saw a really neat... It's on the Satisfactory subreddit. Somebody made a blueprint for power lines. So that you can slide along them without stopping at every pole. Which is really neat. Basically just using a wall bracket. So there's a pole and then a conveyor wall mount on the pole. So on, sorry, power pole. On top of the power pole is one of these, a corner road barrier. And then off of that is the conveyor wall mount that hangs over. And then they put a ceiling mount, a wall mount outlet on that. And then connect the power lines. So then you can just zip straight through because it's overhanging to the side. Which is a very good idea. Particularly early on. So it's like... Hang on, I'll show you. I'll make it real quick to explain. So it's like that. Wait. Yeah. So it's basically like that. So you use those for power poles. I just got hit by a train. Excuse me. So you set that up. That way you can zip line without actually doing it. And then side effect, if you need to run long belts, you can just run them between the power poles because you already got the overhanging belts. But that's a really great idea for like earlier game. I mean, not even just early game, but it could be very nice. You don't have to, I guess you wouldn't have to necessarily use the power poles underneath it. You could do something else, but yeah. But before you have the power towers, power towers. Also, you can't really take corners on these, which is a little annoying. That's something that kind of needs to be fixed, is the inability to take corners. It's like just a 45-degree corner. You fall off, which is really annoying. Like a corner like this. Like it's turned 45 degrees. You just... How did it work that time? Yeah, my trains are fine, see. I'm adding more, so they're probably going to break. We're going to have to run a train line from here. Should I have it loop through? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Instead of doing a full... Instead of doing a full intersection here. What phase unlocks the power zipline thing? It's part of the MAM, isn't it? Right? Jester, what's going on? Yeah, it's a... Is that under Caterium? Quickwire? Caterium Electronics? Yeah, Zipline. So that's under the Caterium one. So if you... That's something you could actually rush early game. Just get a Caterium node. You need 60 ore. And then 50 ingots, and then 100 quick wire. So you could actually rush that pretty early game. Like, almost immediately if you just go find a cat metal node, you know? And nudging the wall power modules into the hub and space elevator arms. So machines around it appear directly connected to this. Oh, Caterium, that Caterium tree, Guru, has so much good stuff. Like, Mark II power poles, Mark III power poles, all the good power poles. Here I go breaking trains again. Nah, this will be fine. That's a block signal. That's fine. So then we'll do a path signal here. A path signal here. And then block there. And block there. It also has the smart splitter. Yeah. I think AI limiters are in there too, which you need for the smart splitters. The tier 2, tier 3 power poles are in there. I think power towers are in there. There's anything power related is in the Caterium tree. It's one of the more important ones. Geothermal gens. Programmable splitters. Yeah, like smart splitters. Smart splitters are fairly programmable. I never really understood the idea behind the programmable splitters. I mean, I do, and I've used them before, but most of the time you can just use a smart splitter in a situation where you would... I'm fine. I'm fine. Texting and flying is dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. This is Space OSHA. Mm-hmm. Why is that block signal throwing an error? Is it because this doesn't lead to anything? It shouldn't matter. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Look at all that phase 5, phase 4 stuff shipping. Look at it. Look at it go. I hate cutting down this tree. It's a very pretty tree, but it's in my way. We're going to have to come back and do some structural support for this too. Make it not just look like floating train tracks in the sky. Hey, big fella. No one comment. I know it's clipping through the rocks. It's barely clipping through the rocks. It's fine. Moving it over another foundation space would have been a pain. And also not made it line up with stuff very well, so I'll deal with the one spot where it very lightly clips the rocks. Despite being more advanced, they have few use cases. Their primary purpose is to sort a heavily mixed belt into 2 or 3 lesser mixed belts. Yeah. Which you can still do with smart splitters. It just takes more smart splitters. Wait. Nah, it's all on the global grid. It's all on the global grid. Like, I've done it before. The last factory that I got to phase 5 in. Do roundabouts work for trains? Yeah. I have a bunch of them, Zax. The last time I got to phase 5, the factory that I had everything coming into a main factory, and then everything was going, like, into this crawl space area, and there were just, smart splitters over and over and over again, and it would kick out, like, each smart splitter was set for 2 different products. So everything would come through on one big belt and then get kicked to storage for each thing. So I had like a storage room where there were storage containers and dimensional depots for everything. And it would go through and just kick everything into the spots that it needed. And I didn't use programmable splitters for that. I just did a smart splitter at each junction for each product, and then just had it set to any for the other stuff. It felt unnecessary. Okay. So we do have over here, we have a very clever belt system that Smokin came up with. So that feeds into there, and in order to break it into the other foundries, this was the idea. I think it works pretty well. You know? Not gonna say it's the best thing aesthetically that Smokin's ever come up with, but you know. Smart splitters, too smart. Realized programmable splitters were useless now. I actually thought about adding another foundry to this and making iron pipes, but I won't really have anywhere to ship those. So. Just bringing over Factorio knowledge. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so we got screws, plates, and rods. And an empty spot, which means we can send the iron to L1, where we have the nitrogen coming in the first spot. Remember the old school overflow splitter setup? Not really. Not really. Like, I played a bunch when it first released in early access, but I never made it particularly far. Like, I enjoyed the game, but never got heavily into it as I have now. Okay. Splitters, a line of splitters feeding into a line of mergers, basically causing a fraction of a third to only be wasted. Like if you were dumping extra stuff into a sink, you mean? Oh yeah, same, Jester. Okay. I've made it to phase 5 once, so. Koch, how's it going? Made it to phase 5 once, and then, never really made any progress. I don't know that I ended up, like, shipping anything for phase 5. Phase 5, I feel like phase 5 takes as long as the rest of the game takes. You know? Like, if you spend 100 hours getting to phase 5, you're going to spend 100 hours in phase 5. Okay. Train. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is load. You... Right now, what's going on? Having to rebuild everything after every phase shift is pretty annoying sometimes. That's one of the reasons I've spent so long in phase 4 is building that big factory in hopes that that will give me the capacity and ability to get through phase 5 a little cleaner. Like, I know I'm going to have to increase my production of all that stuff, like nuclear pasta and all that. And I'm hoping that I should have the room and the ability to scale up my production of all of that stuff in that factory without having to, like, totally redo stuff. Because right now, I mean, we plugged in everything to make thermopropulsion stuff. Like, we plugged all that in and it just started working because it's set up. So hopefully that will give us the scalability. Once we get to phase 5, we're going to have to go back over to the crater and expand our turbo fuel, and then probably I still have the untapped fuel thing over here. So we're probably going to have to do that or just expand this a lot more and add more. I'm going to need a lot more power, so that's what we're going to have to do. And we have the nitro... Is it nitro? The alt recipe for rocket fuel. Nitro rocket fuel, which is really good. Really good. Okay. This is going to be... So we're going to go from Iron to L1, right? Yeah. Dock. And then we'll see if this works. Nothing like adding even more trains to an already busy train line. I've seen so many shots, Bishop, of people who finally get to like a null sum. Why is there a friggin' signaling problem? There shouldn't be a friggin' signaling problem. Bro. What if I just slap a block signal right here? No? That didn't fix it? It did not. Alright. Instead of flying back over, I'm going to drive. Turn you off. Roll out. I don't know what the signaling problem could be. This happened when I added the other train, and nothing I did would fix it. So then I quit the game and came back to fix it later. And as soon as I loaded the game, the train started working again. So I don't know if it's because I have so many trains running and so many signals and so many paths that I need to restart the game once I get a new one going every time now. I gotta cut that tree down. Hopefully not. That would be really annoying. This line should get me the ability to tap a whole bunch more nodes over there, though. Yeah, no, that signal's working now. So why does it say there's a signaling? I'm on the wrong side of the track. Oh, that's why. That's why. I went the wrong way. I looped the station to the right. I needed to loop it to the left to come back. That's my bad. That's why there's a signaling problem. Pretending to be British, yeah. Hey O'Connell, it looks like I've got all the horses. Okay, so this needs to go that way. So we're going to have to loop it around that way. That can stay. And that can stay. This is going to go to there. So then this is going to... Yeah, I already had it like laid out here, but I'm going to have to go around... Oh, I am going to have to go around. Which is fine, because I wanted the train to run down there, too. Could turn and go under, and then back up. Oh, and that is a little high. Do I go up and over and around? Or do I go down and under and through? Part of me kinda wants to go under. That should be good. Oh yeah. That'll work. You have to review all 275 of your documents to make sure their training is set up right. 40 docs in and only 3 of them are correct. Oh, no. So I guess you got some busy days ahead. You gotta wonder how that happens. Alright, so then I should be able to plug in. Is that gonna line up? Oops. Will that line up? Oh, I love it when a plan comes together completely planned in every way. I love when you do things absolutely intentionally and they work. You know? Because they're absolutely intentional. It's very satisfying when you intentionally do intentional things. I love being intentionally intentional, you know? There's a Roadcraft DLC already? Oh, that's why. I saw a couple people playing it this morning, and I was like, was there an update or something? Because why? Not that it's a bad game. It's just not the game that anybody who enjoys their games wanted. I guess. It's the best way to say it. It's fine. I should revisit. Although they haven't really had updates, right? Like, has there been an update at all to it? It wasn't Snowcraft 2.0. I mean, yeah, that's... Like, we wanted more SnowRunner. We did not get more SnowRunner. We wanted SnowRunner where you can fix roads. That's not what we got. But hey. Go. Hey. Turns out, if you have the train tracks go on the correct, in the correct direction, the train can find its way to where it needs to be. Alright, I can change that to a slopey one. That's fine. While you're now having to review all the trainings? Oh boy. Well, I mean, bonus points, right? Taking the initiative. Correcting things before they become a bigger problem. You know? It's called taking initiative, Bishop. Okay. We should be good. We just got to get through all the other nonsense. Get back to the thing. Make sure it unloads. Redo the belts. Like, with the number of times that happens in my building is astounding. It doesn't happen as much as it used to. We used to have, there was a 80-something-year-old woman that lived above us. And she would constantly walk up and, like, just try to open the door. Which implies she never locks her door, which, that's its own conversation. But would just walk up and just... Which, of course, sets the dog off, and... On the plus side, the people upstairs moved out now. The new people that were there moved out. These are not set to unload. That's what all the noise was, is they definitely were moving out. So there's no one up there right now, which is kind of nice. We're not allowed to, Pat. I mean, we put a wreath on the door. That's about it. We have like a wreath with purple flowers that's like non-seasonal looking, so. 6 main updates since May 2025. New vehicles, new gameplay mechanics, new maps, new weather. What new gameplay? I don't care about vehicles. Don't care. New maps, are they gonna have like parkour? Did the new maps have like parkour? Which is another thing that just irritated the crap out of me about that game. I don't want a parkour in a truck. That's not it. What are the mechanics? That's what I'm mostly interested in is the mechanics. Don't miss renting an apartment. I would love to miss renting an apartment, Billy John. That is something I would desperately like to enjoy. No, there's platforming. One of the things that you have to do in Roadcraft, which is ostensibly a game about... It is a game about fixing roads. One of the things that you have to do... Alright, it is these front three. Is you get in your little, like, Jeep or whatever, your little exploration truck, which drives in a very heavily arcadey way. And you have to, quite literally, parkour. My train's broke. Is this my new train? No, this is the L5. I think my new train coming through caused some issues. So what we could do is we'll push you. Yeah, everything's breaking. We'll push you into the intersection. And hopefully that'll break everything. Here's where, so everything that I everything that I add what's your destination? R1. Every time I add a train to this system, it's going to break every other train. That's basically what's going to happen. That should start to clear stuff out. Things should start working again. I hope. The way trains are programmed in this is they make reservations. When they leave a station, they reserve their route. So when you add something, when you add a new train in the middle, it breaks everything else because then it's suddenly in the way of all the other reservations. Hang on. What I learned the other day after fixing trains, getting irritated, quitting the game, and then reloading, is that they all re-reserve when you reload the game, and they will oftentimes just start working. Build data. Did you hear about Tahoe? This is... The 2020s channel in Discord is the best place to talk about this stuff, but the one thing I'll say, apparently Nevada has informed Tahoe that they're no longer going to be providing them power because it's being diverted to a data center. So Tahoe has a year to find a new power provider. The city of Tahoe. Sure. Sure. Melemons, how's it going? Oh yeah. There's pass signals everywhere. It's not actually a signaling problem. It is a signaling problem, but if you look, I reloaded the game and everything's running. So when I don't even know how many trains I have running, but I have a lot. There's a lot of trains running and there's a lot of intersections. We have a couple rotaries, we have a lot of different intersections. So by adding a new train to it and throwing that into the system just caused a massive backup. Because all the reservations that were previously made by the other trains were now being delayed because the new train was coming through when the previous reservations did not register that there was going to be a train there, which caused it to kind of freeze and go, I don't know what to do. I'm going to wait at this intersection until it's clear. And then another train goes, well, there's one in that intersection and I don't know what to do, so I'm going to wait here until it's clear. And then it just goes and cascades. So reloading the game refreshes all those reservations, including the new train, and now the problem's gone. The data center's not even in Tahoe, FLCL. It's Nevada Power is rerouting all the power that was supposed to go to Tahoe, is now going to be going to a data center. We live in the stupidest timeline possible. And that is the point of the 2020s channel in our Discord. So if you want to discuss all that stuff, that's the best place to do it. Exclamation point Discord. And there's a link. Or that one, yeah. The only thing is once you get in, you just have to post in the welcome channel. Just post an emote or something. And have your Twitch account linked so that we know who you are. It really, really super, almost completely cuts down on nonsense in the Discord server. It's very nice. The number of accounts that join, sit there for like 20 minutes, and then leave immediately is crazy. If you don't like having your Twitch account attached to your Discord account, that's fine. Just, there'll be a list on the right-hand side. And you'll see the moderators. You can just DM myself or one of the moderators. And we'll verify you are who you say you are and let you in. 3 factories away from finishing your fresh 1.0 factory. Ah, nice. Yeah, I made that massive factory. There's 20 freight terminals in that factory. So there's a lot of trains. I'm not even at capacity yet. I still have 2 full stations to fill and then a couple singles that are mixed in. So there's a lot of trains going into there. A lot of trains going in there. Hopefully, Pat. Hopefully. Anywho, what we'll do is I'm going to make something to make this look a little better at some point. But I want to go do some work on the iron station to get that cleaned up. So this will allow us to break off some train lines because there's more copper and iron over here. So we can always scale up production with that stuff if we need to, which will be nice. You can tell where I've gone exploring after I got the hover pack. There are power lines scattered everywhere. Like, there's more iron there. There's some limestone. Alright. Let's make this look like a factory, shall we? Get it all cleaned up. Yeah, I guess I'll leave that. I am gonna have to do... Where... Hmm? There it is. Jeez. Had an issue with trains as well. Wanted to see what 20 stations in a row would work like. Turns out, poorly. Okay, so we've got that there. That's coming around there. So we gotta enclose this. We should probably do something with that as well. Alright, now let's make this not look like a flat platform in the middle of nowhere. This guy is gonna swap to an inverted ramp. Like that. Because the train was just barely clipping on the edge. Maybe I should move that over. This isn't even filling. So I can't move it over. Do that real quick. There should be good. And there. Okay. Let's start here and we'll work our way around. 4 cars per engine. You can have way more than that. Zax, 4 cars is where I draw the line, but you can have more. It's not really a hard limit. Okay. What do we want to do with walls? Yes, and like ramps can be very difficult depending on the weight. There's a whole, I'm sure someone somewhere has a formula for exactly what your maximum carrying capacity can be for trains. I think you can have as long as it's flat, I think you can do like 20 cars. But whether or not that would move with any pace is kind of unknown. That was the most difficult thing you've done all morning. Why are you using 250k power? Well, I have one really big train. I want to do... The train only delivers coal to keep the gens running, to keep the train running. Eat. I named it Ouroboros. Yeah. You could call it AI gens. Anyway. There. There. Let's see. Mailbox is on 0. Nice. That always feels good. Where are we at if we do 4? Oh, I can fit 2 in. Oh, maybe we'll do that then. Yeah, that'll work. I did not want to paint you. Wait, can I do those in... Oh, I can. Neat. I think I'm going to leave them concrete for now. Make it kind of brutalist. Like everything else I make. Has this train come back through and I just missed it? Or is it just taking forever? Where are you? Oh, you're coming. Here he is. Okay. We got that. We'll do something underneath it. And then we'll do something. tilted walls, maybe? I actually don't know what these look like. Huh. Those aren't roof panels, those are just walls. That was loud.
I would like to see the baby.
The baby. Oh. Oh. You have awoken the baby. The baby hath awoken. Big stretchies. Big stretchies. Hi. Sleepy grandma? Yeah. 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 Do you want to come up? Yes. Yes. Big stretchies. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Big yawns. Oh, I'm so sleepy. No. We're not curling up like a little fox in my lap. No, that's not what's happening. No. No. Look at the little lady. Look at her. Look at her face. Oi. Say hi. It's up here. Murph. Hello. Whoa. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're not being a parrot. No. 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 I feel your little paws trying to climb up there. What she looks like soaking wet? About a quarter of the size. And miserable. You can get... Meow. 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 She's being a wiggly worm. I see you there. In the crook of my elbow. Is this where you're living now? You're done? Alright, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Don't look at me like that. Go back to your nap. Doing her Obi-Wan impression. Wearing her babushka. Dudes. Dudes. Alright, so if I take that wall off, and we put you here... like that. And then we need... Oh, there we go. Oh, but that doesn't actually work? Because it's not a roof panel, it's a... Well, if we do a 4 meter, then... This will give us a... Pretend... Just a slightly different roof than normal. I wonder if this will... Yeah, that leaves the corner open. So then if I take that and do a... One of those. That works. That works. Alright, so... We're gonna go all the way down there. She is something special. Mm-hmm. She's something. Really gonna capture some water? It's a gutter. It's fine, Matt. I'll have you know it doesn't even rain in this world. So it works as a gutter. Alright? The same 3 that are not messed up in some way. Oh, no. Stresses in realism. Listen, if they brought in that level of realism, number 1, absolutely here for it. Number 2, so many people would hate it. Absolutely despise everything about that.
Just float around tugboat people.
Anonymous. Thank you for gifting 3 months of subs to Murph. Valheim Physics when? Good God. That would go poorly. Thank you, Anonymous. That's very kind of you. Should I... No, I think I'll leave the pillars concrete colored, but we'll do the cross beams this way, and then also do Alright. So I also want to have that... Whoops. Valheim physics confused you with their inconsistency. I mean, that's fair. Valheim physics is hilarious sometimes. Just fur everywhere. Just everywhere. All the time. Jovial, you got sleep. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy to hear that. I shouldn't have deleted that. It was dumb. Okay. There. 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 Oh, interesting. Wait. Oh, that actually, it can't be over though. Well, that's a bother. I could not do those pillars across here because this is the station. That might be fine. Not completely enamored with that idea. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go tighter. Oops. Then we'll do these guys. Like that. Okay. This one's definitely going to have to come across the top here. Again, that doesn't line up. Oh, I guess I could bump these out that way. Hold up. It has to be tight there because of the train track, but It does not have to be on the other side. There we go. There. There. Moving right along. Oh, I'm out of silica? That's quite annoying. That is quite annoying, actually. I gotta go get that because I'm not gonna be able to put up any more walls if I don't. Ooh. Oh yeah, those are off. Why are... Oh, because that bumps out more. I didn't even notice that. Hmm. Oh well. Doesn't much matter. It looks fine from the side. You only notice it if you're up top, so... That's fine. Yeah, we'll leave that. Alright, where is this? Where's my TT Ron? Nowhere nearby. Alright, I gotta go get silica, which means I gotta fly all the way back. All the way back to the big factory. Oh, well, actually, I think I still have some silica in this factory. I could stop there. I really gotta put that stuff in the cloud, man. I don't have any SAM ore production going. That's gonna be a big thing. I really need to do that. Actually. No hypertubes? Nah. Once you get the zip line going, the hypertubes kind of lose their necessity. Zip lines in the hover pack. I could put hypertubes underneath all of the train tracks. That would actually be something fun to do for future builds. Make a blueprint of like a slightly raised train track. So like a raised foundation with a train track on top and then a hypertube underneath it. You could do like hypertube and a belt line underneath the train track. Make a whole stacked, interesting thing. Programmable destination tube network. Murph got new hair. Murph did get new hair. Yeah. Place a light above the tube so it glows. She posted it on Blue Sky, I think. Right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's where I saw it. Hey, look, the silica train's here. Not on social media. It's a good plan. To be honest. That's a good plan. I mean, I have Blue Sky, but that's just for streaming stuff for the most part. That's about it. And I have, like, Snapchat. But that's not really social media to me. That's just a vessel for me to send really dumb pictures to my kids and wife boat. My daughter's friends keep trying to follow me on it, which is really funny. That's what social media was supposed to be for, yeah. Literally, I think the only people that follow me on Snapchat, the only people that I, like, allow to follow me on Snapchat is Wifeboat, my 2 kids, and Wifeboat's best friend. That's it. That's all. Oh, I gotta redo these belts. My kids use it a lot, so. And I send really dumb pictures to them, so. It's fun. Why can't I? Why is that a merger? Oh, right. I put mergers on there because... Right. I forgot. Joke's on you, mine still hasn't. Okay. You're such a millennial. Talk about dead platforms. Make fun of Snap when people still use Instagram, bro. Like, come on. Come on. Okay. Then you go there. You go there. You go there. Merge, merge, merge. There, there, and there. And we're looped back in. Okay. Classy lady. That's hilarious. We all believe you. You're excused. I don't know what you do IRL. I have a guess. I can make some educated guesses. We're really close. Like, what time is it? Yeah, we're probably gonna finish phase 4 today. You know? Interface was awful, never liked it at all. I had an Instagram way back. And used it a bunch when my kids were born. Because pretty much it was just like family that followed me, and then I had to get rid of it because reasons. But I haven't used it since my kids were like 1 or so. Nothing like family members stealing your photos from Instagram and then reposting them on other platforms to pretend like they spent time with your kids. You know? Instagram is Gen X Facebook. Not wrong. Then not realizing that people would find out. Okay. Okay. We're just waiting for that to be... Oh, I need to go finish making that. I posted daily on TikTok for like 2 years or so. Like lots of content. Got decent traction. Like a couple posts got a couple 100,000, but I don't like the platform anymore. I don't really like any media platforms anymore. The troutlet? What are we doing, train? Everything is toxic? Yeah. Not wrong. Not wrong. Leading people to meet face to face again? Never should have left MySpace? Fair. There's, like, where do you go, though? Like, where would I go to, like, meet people to hang out with? That's what I want to know. The American third space is the car? Boy, that's not even, like... That's not funny, but it's also, like, kinda true. Like... What third space could I go to, like, meet new people or, like, engage in stuff? Right? Like... Like, real malls? Yeah, we still have a couple malls. Like, my kids go to the malls, and, like, that's fine. But, like, yeah, I don't have a local game store. I've used Meetup a couple times, to not great results. The nearest, like, local game store to me is almost an hour. And the last time I went, it was not particularly welcoming. And by not particularly welcoming, I mean, I left inside 15 minutes and vowed never to go back. Because the guy who runs it is a dick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the nearest one to me. is a guy who's a dick, and I will never go back to. So that's not really an option. You have 3 within 15 minutes? That's nice. Kind of surprised that they're able to stay in business. Local library has groups that meet on different days and evenings. I did go to one of the library ones previously. That actually worked out well initially, and then it ended up falling apart. I went single, right? Yeah, okay. Single width for the train coming through. Go to here? Nope. Divvied up the specialties. They're friendly with each other and schedule events and tournaments so they don't directly overlap. Oh, that's really nice. That's super nice. You know what's annoying is these flat roof pieces are slightly, they're not just flat. They all have slight variations, so you got to make sure you're placing them all in the same direction, otherwise it looks funky. I think one of the biggest issues in my area for game stores is like profitability. You basically, with how expensive storefronts are, like leasing a storefront, you have to be fairly profitable. And that basically requires you also being a cafe. Which creates a whole nother level of stuff that goes into the business. And you also, like, liquor licenses are very, very tightly controlled. So you pretty much can't have liquor unless you're already a millionaire, and at that point, you know, you don't necessarily need liquor to... The last liquor license that was available in this township sold to a new place for 4.5 million or something like that in that area. They are difficult to get and very expensive. And the restaurant that got it lasted maybe a year. Because it turns out if you outlay that much money just for the liquor license, it's not the best business plan. Yeah, they spent all their budget on the liquor license. That's accurate. Around 6K. Well, so the thing is, there's a fixed number of them. You can't generate a new one. New ones are generated very, very rarely in exceptional bribery circumstances. So if you're looking to open a new business that is going to have a liquor license, you're going to be in trouble. But why? Great question. New Jersey is why. Because New Jersey. Brother-in-law and sister-in-law live in a small town, run a coffee shop brewery. They wanted to get a liquor license for their brewery so they could serve some cocktails. However, they live in a small town, so based on population, there's 2 liquor licenses. One is owned by the other bar in town. The other is owned by an antique store. That's kind of hilarious. Does the antique store have good cocktails? Grew up in a dry town. Yeah. Anyway, one of the other issues that I have, which is more of a me thing than a general third space thing, is a lot of people who want to do meetups, want to meet up at bars. And as someone who is 6.5 years sober, I can't really do that. That's not going to be a good environment for me to hang out in. So that makes it a little more difficult. Yeah, apparently meet up at the antique store. Why is that different? Oh, the verticality. That's why. The U.S. is a strange country. You have to understand, one of the easiest ways to understand the U.S. is it is puritanical. No matter what people say, the U.S. is still defined by puritanical values. We were, founded by a group of people who left England because they weren't allowed to oppress the people that they wanted to anymore. And that still has pretty seismic effect on our society as a whole. Yeah, well, we are transitioning from puritanical into a purely tyrannical system, but, that's a whole different conversation. Also, we're broke. Some of us are. Oh, right, because that is the train track, so I can't do it on that one. That's fine. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That to there. Put another one here. Okay. Do-do-do-do. I mean, I could bump it out. It'll be flush, but it'll at least match. It won't be super noticeable that it's out. That's fine. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. And then we need to put another one in this corner. I gotta make sure that I don't interfere with the train track. Actually, I don't even have to I don't have to go underneath with it. Never mind. I don't have to worry about interfering with the train track. We're gonna leave this open. We will do this corner. There. There. Oops. Doug's former friend. Ring, how's it going? You bought this game today? Nice. It's a good game. It's a good game. I love that that kid has that tattooed on him now. It's just fantastic. Like, that makes me smile. Okay. Finish the roof piece. Game is 30% off right now. It is. It is 30% off. Which is pretty much the deepest discount you'll see. So you can also be bad at trains. What? That's just unnecessary. That's an unnecessary comment. Okay, the building's enclosed. Let's Finish closing this part off. Dang, how's it going? Still missing a window and a pillar on the backside? Okay. This one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here instead of being productive at work? Well, that sounds great. Being here sounds great. Being unproductive at work also sounds great, to be honest. But then again, I'm not exactly a banner employee. Alright, I want to add a door. Guess we'll do that here. Walls. I'm just going to do a gate hole. Oh, no, wait. I have to do this to match that color, right? Yeah. Okay. Train is here. Loading up. Ooh, we're almost done. The magnetic resonators are done. Oh, I gotta go unplug those from the merger because they might cause some problems. Actually. We'll ride the train back. Implies the chat was normal at any point? Really wasn't. It just becomes different levels of weird. The weird just grows and changes over time. Like a mold. Uh-oh. Lead poisoning explains so much. Uh-oh. An avocado smash on your bagel yesterday? Define avocado smash. We just talking like you smashed some avocado on it with nothing else? They smashed an avocado onto your bagel. Like, no salt and pepper? No seasoning, just a plain bagel? Like, are we talking a good bagel, or are we talking like a Dunk's round bread situation? Alright, well, the train's fixed to themselves. That's good. Tank, there's lead in so much stuff, you would be surprised. Like, vegan protein powders have a huge problem with lead content because there's so much lead in the ground that plant-based proteins absorb it, and it creates a huge problem. Turns out that's a really big problem. Lead adds flavor. You know, speaking of flavor and lead, you know what else has very high lead content? Cinnamon. A whole bunch of cinnamon has very high lead content. Ah, crap. I gotta disconnect this. Hang on. Which one is it? Now that one. Where are the wow. I can word good. Where are those coming from? No, those are going there. These. Yeah. Alright, let's disconnect that. Okay. Alright, so then let's break this, because I can't grab the one that's inside there. Rerun this. Reroute those. We're close. We are close. And then put those in there. Okay, so those will build up. Close this back up. Close this back up. We're at 198 to 250. Just for cinnamon. just gonna throw a softball. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Throw these in here. Do that. We're out of pressure conversion cubes, right? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. All right, we're at 218 and 250. We got time. We just need that. The thermal propulsion rockets will be done soon. What are we at? We're at, how many were we making? I need 32 more. We're making 2 per minute. So it'll be done in like 15 minutes. Awesome. Good timing. We will finish phase 4 today. Alright, well, I might as well finish the floor and stuff here. Do I want to leave this open in case I need more particle accelerators? Nah. I got room over there if I need more. I can also, I gotta do something about the water tower. I'll enclose a little bit better. I also gotta keep this going. I don't know if I want to, I don't think I'm going to keep this fascia going beyond the water tower. And how I'm going to do the roof here. The hardball stage. Oh, maybe I will keep it going. Oh, I gotta finish the windows and stuff back here. All right. Mm-hmm. Maybe I will just keep it going. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I do not know. Could just leave those pipes exposed. Not the worst. Not the worst thing in the world. Alright, how did I do this corner? This corner is a lot. Maybe I won't do that corner. Maybe I just won't do that back here. That also sounds like a good idea. Do 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 do. Then, oh, this actually goes and becomes the metal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now you're going to get pastries after work? Well, that's rude. Are you going to get enough for everybody? Because I would love a pastry right now. Be honest. Figure out what trash lunch you're ordering in today. Chocolate cake isn't a pastry. It's a cake. That's fair. Meatball sub. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I have leftover peppers and onions. And sausage. I know what I'm doing for lunch. That reminds me. Thank you for the reminder. I totally would have forgotten that. And I have a fresh baguette. fresh baguette, some sausage, peppers, and onions. Let's go. I have no food and will starve. Well, that's nice. Quite jealous of fresh bread, as you should be. So I just keep this going straight? No, that doesn't. Oh, this bumps out, not in. That's fine, though. Maybe. No? Maybe no. That's the elevator, though. No, that's fine. I'll do that. I don't know how I'm going to close this in. It's 10:30 a.m. It is 11:40 a.m. I'll have you know. No other time zone exists but mine. So see, it's food hour. Yeah, we have arrived at the food discussion segment of the stream. Welcome back. I hope you're not hungry. Because now all I can think about is my leftover sausage, peppers, and onions. Shut up. That's super rude. I was just trying to make conversation. And you gotta be mean about it. Kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up. You could be meaner. Of that, I have no doubts. Oh yeah, I could just do that and then do a slopey. Alright, that's pretty straightforward then. Never mind. I thought that was going to be complicated, but it's not. It's really not complicated at all. So I need this guy right there. Then we do unpainted. Boom. Easy peasy. Kind of thought that would be more difficult. Maybe I'll continue those windows up a little. Want to hear your thoughts on pickles? I love pickles. Pickles are incredible. Dill pickles only. I somewhat agree with that. I'm not big on other ones? And there's a really good Amish market in town. And let me tell you, their barrel of pickles, it's good pickings, man. Never met a pickle you didn't like. That's fair. Sweet pickles are a menace. I will agree with that. I'll definitely agree with that. What are we at? 4 more. That's one more machine cycle, I believe. Oh. No. No. Almost. Come on. Almost there, y'all. Almost there. Hot pickled baby carrots. Yeah, that's pretty good. Bread and butter pickles. They have their place. Liquid. Like sliced bread and butter pickles on certain types of sandwiches, sure. Most of the time I just stick to dill though. Certain types of sandwiches, you can do bread and butter pickles. The flavor profile has to be right. But it needs a vessel. You can't just do... I can't do straight bread and butter pickles. Grandmother eats bread and butter pickles and pimento cheese. I like... One of my favorite like comfort food sandwiches is just like good bread, a couple thick slices of like an extra sharp cheddar, dill pickles, and then like some form of like dressing on there, and then just really good. Really basic. Really good comfort food. Y'all, phase 4's done. We're locking up. Locking and or loading.
Power problems presentation. That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over. Imagine all the time and effort that would be wasted if you had to do all that work as well. Some work is just better suited for machines. Phase 5 contains technology the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix-it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions will take time we simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine, so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
Mm-hmm. Fire! Welcome to Pioneers Got Power Problems. Welcome to Phase 5. Children. And this is where I stop.
Phase 4 of Project Assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish project assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
Time for a 1.2 fresh start with random nodes. Yes, let's go. Alright, let's go. I gotta go back over there to get to the hub. So we can look at our milestones and see what we gotta do. This is the last phase. So as soon as you ship all of this, then it's over. It's done. Remember your cousin trying to convince you to dip dill spears into marshmallow fluff? Ooh. That's not. Get a kick out of this. My big client against recommendation is having a different firm work up an estimate for a large important project. By the time they get the estimate, you'll have a significant portion of the work done already. They paid 70 grand just for the estimate. Okay. Yeah, we go from needing 100 nuclear pasta to 1,000. That's fine. Can someone give me 70 grand for an estimate? Right. Okay. Matter conversion. Converter. Fix-it ignot. A fix-it trigon. Diamonds, time crystals. A biochemical sculptor, which we need to ship 1,000 of. We can scan for... I mean, I can already make these. Is this if you've just completely ignored all that stuff until this point? Quantum encoding. I can't unlock because I need that stuff. AI expansion servers. Dark matter crystal. Or a dark metal if you combine all those words together and are dyslexic. Mark III blueprinter. Spatial energy regulation. You make portals. Portals. And ballistic warp drives. Peak efficiency. Fixonium. Moderately radioactive. And Mark 6 belts. 1,200 resources per minute. Mark 6 belts. So, matter conversion is first. That's 100 of those, 250 of those, and 500 of those. That's easy, right? 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 Oh, I have some of that here. Hang on. Are they still cranking away? Oh, buddy. That's 250 of those. This is why you leave your old stuff running, you know? Where's... I gotta go up again, hang on. Then we need 100 of these. Boom. And we need 500 of these. Boom. Matter conversion done. Just been talking to the fungus hive mind of this planet. Think we're building an alien mushroom invasion? Probably. Probably, yeah. Okay.
Milestone reached. The converter uses strange alien matter, abbreviated to SAM, to break down and transform materials at their most fundamental levels. I am sure even you can appreciate the power to manipulate atomic bonds. Most importantly, you...
Why did she just cut off? Hello? Hello? Why'd you just stop talking in the middle of your conversation there? What did we... Didn't we just unlock one of the things we gotta ship? Hang on. Where is it? Oh yeah. Biochemical Sculptor. Requires assembly director systems, fixite trigons, and water. He's done with you. Yeah. Got another call come in. We have some of these. We were kind of making these, I guess. Right. Anyway. Alright, so we need... Oh, we can make them out of aluminum? Oh, okay, we have options. That means I have to get Sam ore going. That's gonna be a big thing. I haven't really done that, so that's gonna be our next thing. And then the Trigon is just Ignot into Trigon. Diamonds. 30 diamonds takes 600 coal per minute to make 30 diamonds in a particle accelerator. That's 600 coal per minute. There are a lot of alternate diamond recipes. I don't have any more hard drives, do I? No. Well, I have a lot more. I realized I had so many power shards saved up. Actually. That's kind of nice. No. I haven't looked at... Do I have an awesome sync anywhere? I haven't looked to see how many tickets I have. No power. Shut up. Now you have power. 126. Well then. I could buy some stuff. Apparently. I could buy a hard drive. The golden nut is 1,000. Jesus Christ. Yeah, set up SAM recipes and hunt some hard drives. That's our next step. That's nice, Pat. Did we unlock any more? Oh, I want to get this. The power augmenter. I want to do that. This thing's really cool. If you haven't seen this thing, it's really neat. It basically just makes more power. It just makes you more power. All right. So SAM ore is our next step. SAM ore is the next step that we have to take. It adds 20% extra. Yeah, it just gives you more power. Magical. Pretty fantastical, actually. Alright, let me make a save there. I am going to wrap up just a little bit early today. Because I have an appointment I have to stop at on the way to get the kids. So we're going to wrap up just a little bit early today. Alright. Friday. Next stream is Friday. I can't stream on backwards tomorrow. Daughter has a half day. And I have to get Penny down to the vet again. So tomorrow, no backwards stream. Friday, we'll be back right here on this channel. And we'll be checking out, we're going to do at least a half a stream of a Flex Friday. And then we might jump back into a little Satisfactory afterwards. We'll see how it goes. Or we might do like a Slay the Spire 2 run afterwards. But we're going to check out Xenonauts 2, which hits 1.0 in April. And I can take an early look at the 1.0 release client starting tomorrow. So we'll take a look at that on Friday. So we'll play a little bit of Xenonauts. It's very much like an XCOM style game. So we'll check some of that out and then either do like a Slay the Spire 2 run or two or jump back into Satisfactory. So 100% Satisfactory stream on Monday next week though. Keep in mind next week is not even a full week, but my kids start spring break a week from Friday. So we're going to have a little bit of a different schedule while they're out. So we'll see and play it by ear there. So have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Have an even better Thursday. I will see you bright and early Friday morning for more games. So until then, as always, as ever, remember, be good to each other. Bye, everybody.